What's up guys, my name is JDCook5 and welcome to a new series on the channel today. Before we get into things, it'd be much appreciated if you're able to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. And in terms of all my socials, they're all linked down below so you can keep up to date with everything going on with the channel. As you can see on your screens right now, we have a manager and his name is Gunter Bernhard. He is from Germany and he is going to be taking one German squad to the highest heights that we possibly could. The team that Gunter is going to be taking all the way, I mean we hope so anyway, is Fortuna Dusseldorf. If you're not too aware of them, they were founded in 1895 then, so they've been a very historical club. They were even crowned champions one time and they've won 2 domestic cups on 2 occasions there. And in 1979 they even reached the European final where they faced Barcelona, unfortunately losing in extra time 4-3 as you can see there. They've got some cool facts about them. They haven't been in the Bundesliga since 2020, so around COVID times we haven't seen Fortuna in the biggest kind of places. And in terms of the history behind them, very early on in their history, they actually beat Bayern Munich 7-1, which is Bayern Munich's heaviest defeat actually still recorded to this day. So there's a lot of history behind this club. We've got a decent transfer budget, we've got a big ground, we've got some passionate fans. All we need to do is be in the big time, and I'm hoping Gunter can take them just there. Here he is then, Gunter Bernhard is here and he is going to be very excited about that one as we are revealed to the press, and we are going to be very, very excited to get the Bundesliga 2 campaign kicked off and underway. In terms of the actual development that we need to process, we've got 11 million to be able to play with and we're going to have to make a lot of changes. I've been looking at the squad prior to this also, and it looks to be that we need a goalkeeper, we need a striker, a few strikers shall I say, and we also need some midfielders as well as some defenders. So an all-round upgrade in terms of this team. And I was looking at free agents list because you just cannot look at the free agents list and see the bargains that you can actually pick up for such little prices in terms of the wage packet. And the first man that I looked at was Luis Chavez. He is 27 years of age. He has a centre mid and CDM role with 2 play styles there, also the tiki-taka and the intercept play style. So that's very interesting to see, and we're going to be approaching to be able to see if we can acquire his services and get it done as Fortuna Dusseldorf's first signing for Gunter Bernhard then. He's asking for a crucial pro kind of role, so I'm happy to do that, of course. 3 years on the deal because obviously I'd like to be able to see out his contract in times of being able to have it where I don't need to renew straight away. He's happy not to have a release clause, and we don't really know anything about his wage, so we're kind of winging this at the same time. I've gone for a kind of jester in terms of 35,000 wage. I could probably get him for much cheaper, but at the time I just wanted to get him signed up. Luis Chavez will nail at the number 8, and he is the first signing of the season. We've still got a lot of signings to come, so this episode is pretty much going to be the case where we've got a lot of signings, and then also we'll have a game at the end, but all the gameplay will obviously come in episodes where we have made all these signings, and then we can crack on with the season. The actual signing itself is rated A, which is always very nice. We've got an excellent deal, and we've got a new star player. I mentioned that we needed a goalkeeper, and one man I looked at was Lebrovic, someone that I looked at very closely, and he's actually got some very good stats at the same time. 23 years of age, he comes from Croatia, and he's about mid-70s in terms of the rating itself. Very happy to be able to see if we can actually pick him up on a free agent role. He's going to be playing every game, so we can acquire the crucial squad role, that is for sure. In terms of the length of contract, I'd need a decent length on the contract also, because I feel like he will be at the club for a fair few seasons as we try and accomplish German football. 3 years on the deal. He wanted a release clause. We're not interested about implementing that whatsoever. He's not too fast after we said that we wouldn't accept, and then we needed a wage of 10,000 that we went for, and he just asked for a signing bonus on top, so we should pretty much be there or thereabouts. And Lebrovic will be Fortuna Dusseldorf's new number 1 then. He's looking very good in that bright green top then, and we're going to be very excited to see him between the sticks for Fortuna Dusseldorf. With having signed Lebrovic, we've actually had our goalkeeper had an activated release clause from a Turkish club for 2.7 million. Very happy to get this done and over and dusted. To be honest, it feels like I don't have to stick him on the transfer list and being able to get him gone straight away. It wasn't actually a bad rating whatsoever, but there was no going up from there. I don't know too much about him, and I felt like I could get someone better as well as kind of getting the money. We've told him to take time over the decision so we don't rush him at the same time, but I feel like he'll make the right decision by leaving and moving on to a better kind of ways of playing. playing every time for a new club. Sinclair Armstrong, a man that is from Ireland. He is 20 years of age. He's currently can play in the striker or the left wing role, and he plays in the Championship for Queen's Park Rangers then. Really, really intriguing, this kind of deal. He's currently valued at 1.1 million. I feel like I can get him for a little bit cheaper, and let's see how much we can do in terms of being able to get him cheaper. I'm going to go for 800,000 as QPR, whether they're going to accept. And yes, they are. They're quite happy to get the deal done straight away, and we're going to go into contract talks then to see if he'll be kind of excited to be able to get into this squad. He's asking for a sporadic role, which I think is fair due to the fact that he's a lower rating, so obviously going to have a striker in front of him. We got him on a 4-year deal, so he's able to kind of develop as a player, and we're going to have him on a low wage also. So at the same time, we're kind of developing him, and we're also going to have it where he's going to be a decent kind of prospect as the squad at the same time. He's happy to get that done deal, and we'll be able to see him unveiled at the same time. Really happy to get that done, and it will be very interesting to see his services. Here he is then in the red and white of Dusseldorf, looking very good, I have to say myself, in that kit. It's looking very good, that kit. Adidas have done a number on that one, that is for sure. Armstrong will sport the number 10 shirt, and he will fly over from Queen's Park Rangers all the way over to Fortuna Dusseldorf. Lucky to get that one done, to be honest, so quickly. Nice and cheap at the same time. Queen's Park Rangers done a very good deal for us, but the second man that we're going to be looking to play in front of Armstrong is Jan Philippe Arp. He actually plays in the Bundesliga at the same time. He is a German, so he's going to be familiar with his area, and we're going to be picking him up for 1.6 million then, so a little bit more expensive compared to Armstrong. Let's see if he's going to be interested in actually joining the club himself. He's a fairly tall striker. He's 6 foot tall. He's going to be asking for rotation. He's got a lot of kind of room to improvement at the same time. We need people that are going to be cheap because we haven't got the budget at the end of the day. Even if we sell players, we're still not going to have that or thereabouts, and obviously we're going to have to sign a number of players at the same time. So you might be thinking why I'm signing certain players, but they will work out in the end, and I'm hoping it will anyway at the end of this series. Here he is then, the number 16 will wear, as you see, red and white. Here he goes, Jan Philippe Arp, looking very good in there as we get him unveiled to the press, and he comes over for 1.6 million from Holsten Kiel then. Very excited to get that done deal, and that was definitely one that was on my list to be able to get sealed. In terms of departures, this is the first departure then of the season. Obviously we're going to have plenty. Disregard my assistant manager currently standing in a full kit, and also the receptionist. Not too sure why EA have done that, and if you've got that yourself, please let me know, because it's the first that I've seen, that's for sure. Another player that's going to be leaving the club also, so we're going to have 2 players leaving the club, funny enough. We've actually got 2 deals done in one. Obviously we're going to have a fair few outgoing. Suso is going to go on loan. I feel like he's got a little bit of potential, so he's going to go on loan for 12 months, which is fair enough. We've got the squad depth as mentioned, and then our goalkeeper Florian Castameimer, I might be saying that completely wrong, actually chose to go to Hanover 96 in the end, and that was him done and dusted. In terms of defenders, I looked at our back four and it looks very weak. One man that I felt like could bolster that kind of avenue was Nuno Lima. We went in with an original 1.5 million views, and he wasn't interested in accepting that one straight away. I tried to do an kind of obligation to be able to kind of swap another player that I'd be interested in kind of offloading with a lower sum in terms of the transfer fee, but unfortunately the Turkish club was not interested in taking this, so they wanted a straight free of 1.8 million and a 22% sell-on clear clause. I was not interested in paying that much. 1.6 was quite happy for me, and the sell-on clause doesn't fuss me whatsoever. They went up to 1.75. I'll remove the sell-on clause. I'll go to 1.75. Will they accept it? They're going to have to take a little bit more time. As they come back to me, they're going to be accepting 2 point there. Well, you got 2.8, so it's gone up a lot, but to be honest, it's one of those. We're going to have to see if we can do it, because we're going to negotiate once again. Going to see what we can actually do and get that done and dusted. We actually went on to accept it in the end, and as you can see, Nuno Lima is in front of us, willing to go on to a contract now. He's got an important role, 4 years on the deal, and then we just need to discuss wages also. So we're looking at a £6,000 kind of wage. I felt like that was fairly fair, and he's happy to accept. So Lima is a red, and he will be sporting the number 17 shirt for Dusseldorf this season. Very excited to get his services underway in the back four. He looks a very good prospect as a centre-back, and we've heard very good things. So he flies over from Turkey to Dusseldorf, and he is now our player. Another outgoing for the season then, as a few will be coming here and there, that is for sure. The next man is Dennis Gokora, another man that was a goalkeeper, a third goalkeeper, so we don't need as many goalkeepers, that's for sure. Happy to always stick with 2, and that's exactly what we've done. In terms of a departure, we actually got a bid from Norwich for a 1.5 million, which is not bad, to be honest, for Andre Hoffmann. I looked at his stats. Defensively, he looks solid, but in terms of his pace, he looks very, very poor. Norwich were able to kind of pick him up for 1.85 million, which I feel like is fair enough at the same time, and we've been able to get him gone. Daniel Bunk is also leaving for Sutton United, and he flies over to England for 430,000, and we're going to be awaiting for the sale of Andre Hoffmann. In terms of the clauses met, we also got another one there. Also, as you can see, Felix Klaus, who's a right winger, and he's actually a decent rating at the same time, so we did actually sign him up in the end, and he will be staying at the club. In terms of wing backs, I don't feel like we're very strong in that area. Zimmerman looks good, and another few players do look good, but I felt like one player that would bolster it from the Bundesliga is Robert Gumney, a man that's been talked about many times in career modes, and he's got a little bit older now. He's 25 years of age, but he's 71 rated. Happy to sign him up on a 3-year deal then with a 12.5 wage he currently was on. Then he was asking for 10,000 with the wage bonus, and I was quite happy to do the signing bonus, and so was he. That deal is done and dusted then. Really happy to get him over the line. As you can see, the signings are coming thick and fast. It's exactly what we wanted, to be honest. We needed to have this at the same time to be able to kind of compete, and it's exactly what we got. Gumney will wear the number 21 shirt then, and he will be moving down to the Bundesliga 2 from the first division in the Bundesliga. Nice signing that is, to be honest, and a very big name for us, and Robert Gumney will be playing also, because this is the first game of the episode then away from home. KSC we're going to go with, because I'm finding it very hard to be able to pronounce. We're going for a kick and rush tactic also. That's the kind of theme that we're going to be going to with a 4-1-4. So we're going to, yeah, so 4-1-4-1 basically. It's a bit of a different formation. It's kind of having a CDM in terms of the midfielders in front, and then a striker ahead just on his own, with the wingers a little bit dropped back and not as pushed high. In terms of the lineup, Labrovic in goal, then Lima and Siobia in the middle of the back two, then as Gumney and Gravroy as the wing backs, then Engelhardt and Chavez in the middle with Tanaka, Klaus on the right, Tazoiles on the left, and up top. Tazoiles is actually on loan from Norwich as we currently speak, so very good loan. Maybe we'll be able to get him as a permanent as the season goes on into the next. Here is the first game then. Very excited to get this under the way. In terms of the actual team that we're playing, they're not the biggest of oppositions in the Bundesliga 2 compared to some of the ones that we can actually come up against. Schalke in the second division. We've also got Hanover in the second division. We've got fair few teams, to be honest, which is going to cause some stern competition, but we're going to be up for it. We're willing to try and put the most we possibly can into this season and go to the top leagues. Gunter Bernard is ready, but are you ready? We get things kicked off then for the first time this season as the opposition look to try and see if they can start us nice and quickly here. They're moving the ball just nicely, trying to see if they can get an inroad here, and I'm not too sure what's going to happen. Trying to get a feel for the team, formation, everything else, the league, the pitch, you name it, we're trying to get used to it. But as you can see, in the second minute, they got a decent chance here. Labrovic brought straight into action here on his debut, and there's a few debutants as well. You obviously got Labrovic, you've got Lima, you've also got Gumney on the right hand side. He's making his debut. Chavez making his debut, so we've definitely got a few debutants, that is for sure. I haven't really started the first 10 minutes that fast, but as you can see, Chavez makes a really good interception there, picking the ball up in the middle of the park. He finds Tazorlele and looking for a decent opportunity here. Tananka looks onto it, and what a goal this is to make it 1-0 just inside the 13th minute. I was saying that we started the first 10 fairly slow, but this has definitely got the ball rolling, that is for sure, because we have now found ourselves 1-0 up then against a decent opposition here in the Bundesliga 2. And as you can see, the Fortuna Dusseldorf fans looking very happy about that one. A very good finish from Tananka there. Took a few touches and just belts it on his right foot. Keep having absolutely no chance with that one as it nestles into the top corner. And we find ourselves having a brilliant start to life here in Germany then as we continue on in this first half. The opposition get themselves kicked off once again in the 14th minute as they look to try and see if they can make a quick start off the restart. And I'm liking the visuals of everything in the Bundesliga. I'm liking the change compared to everything that I had previously in my create a club career mode, I must say. Sorry for them kind of butchering my words, but as you can see, the opposition looks to try and see if they can get the ball into the box. Tananka deals with it. It just goes out for a corner, and then nothing deals with it in the end. 24 minutes, as you can see, the opposition have a goal kick then as they just punt it out of the area. Does so well to be able to clear it then as Art wins the header, and he looks to try and see if they can do something there as Tazolis makes a decent ball on the right hand side, finding Klaus. Klaus chests it down really nicely, and he controls it perfectly as he finds Arp to Tadorles. It's a decent chance here, but he just can't get it off nice enough to be able to beat the keeper. Klaus still on the ball now as Tanan can still get onto the interception as Klaus looks to try and see if he can do so. He finds Gumney, he tries to whip it into the box, but the keeper collects comfortably, and it's the end of that attack. Very quick though, that's for sure. I mean, looks very good to be able to kind of get that second goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't going to be the case, but another challenge made by the back four then, and the defence are looking very solid, I have to say, to be honest, but looking very comfortable. Gumney picks it up on the right hand side. He tries to find his teammate Arp, but unfortunately it was intercepted straight away. We're hounding them in the middle of the park though, really wanting the ball straight away, really trying to see if we can do anything. And as you can see, in the last 15 minutes we've had more possession and we've had more shots than the opposition also, so we're definitely looking good, looking up for it. But Gavores looks having to do something here as he looks to try and see if he can defend it here, and a lovely defensive kind of tackle from Lima in the end as he gets his foot stuck in, not conceding the foul at the same time, controls it down, and he finds Gavore on the left hand side. He finds Tazoulis, the number 7 for Fortuna, then on the left hand side. He makes a blazing run here. He's not the paciest of wingers, but he looks to be fast here as he puts it onto the left hand side. He looks to kind of cross it in, he dinks it into the box, and Klaus gets onto it to make it 2-0 as he volleys it into the keeper's near post to make it 2-0 then, and we're looking very clear of the opposition in this first half as we reach the 35th minute mark. Unbelievable goal, to be honest, and the ping was even better from Tazoulis, the way he was able to run down the line and kind of compose himself at the same time and just dink it into the box. Really good stuff from the winger, couldn't get any better than that. The keeper could have gone slightly better at his near post, but we will not be complaining, that is for sure, and we are now 2 clear of the opposition then. This has been a brilliant start to life here in the Bundesliga too, and I'm hoping it will continue for a long time. The opposition get themselves started off for a third time then after having getting kicked off straight away at the start of this game then, as they look to try and see if they can get a quick restart. They're looking very shy off the ball, to be honest, not looking very strong, but Klaus is, as he makes a really good tackle then, putting it out for a throw-in as they look to take the throw-in as they pass it back then, and they look to switch sides. As you can see, Koa Bald picks it up as he finds his teammate Ballmouth in the middle of the park then, as they look to charge forward as he runs into the gap. He puts it onto Brunic then, he turns his man really well then as he finds his teammate nicely, and it looks to be they've got a decent inroad here as they're getting men forward. Blue and white shirts filling the box, so they look to try and do something. Stindl finds his teammate nicely there on the outside of the area, and they just don't take their time. They really get in there straight away, and that's exactly what they get for a reward. They've got a goal just before half time to make it 2-1. The pressure was definitely coming straight off the restart, and they've definitely made it count at the same time, and we find ourselves only having a 1-goal advantage now, so it's definitely proving a little bit tricky. Decent effort, to be honest, on his left foot. Keeper couldn't do much with that whatsoever. He kind of falls into it as he falls to the ground, but yeah, definitely a good goal, and they've definitely kind of brought back with this goal then as we go into the second half then. Good first half, could have been better with going in for a clean sheet, but it wasn't to be the case. But as you can see, the opposition start the second half really brightly. Gumney tries to make an interception, but it doesn't really work in his favour, but the defender makes a very good block then, putting it out for a corner kick then. As they got a corner early on in the second half, they'll be looking for a goal straight away to make everything easier in this second as they get the ball whipped in then, and a decent header, and Labrovic makes a very good save from his near post, and as Gavaroy looks to try and see if he can clear his lines on the right hand side, Proing to try and see if he can do anything with the winger then, and he does in the end. He does get it clear, but as you can see, it's Route 1 traffic. Really hard to get the ball off the opposition so far, as they've got another chance here as another trying to challenge from Saber. He's been so strong for us so far as we look to try and go on the counter-attack ourselves as Klaus picks it up on the right hand side. He finds Arp, who makes a really good run. He's on his own though as he looks to try and see if he can travel into the box and make a shot for himself. Arp's in here. He's only got the keeper to beat, but that is the most lacklustre shot I've ever seen as he slides himself into it. What he was doing, I'm not too sure in all honesty, but yeah, we will not looking back on that one anytime soon, that is for sure, as we reach the half an hour mark in this stage now. 30 minutes left in this tie for the opposition to do anything and for ourselves to hold on to the lead. They're looking strong here as they're looking open here as they've got a chance. Lehman with a very good save then, putting it out. Well, it must have been a save, to be honest, because he blocked it really well, and Labrovic collects quite nicely there as he throws it out to Gumney on the right hand side. He makes a really good ping to Gavaroy on the left hand side, wins the header as he finds Chavez then in the middle of the park. Needs to get him more involved as he seems to be a very good player, that is for sure. He makes a 1-2 with Gavaroy, but Gavaroy pots it back onto Lima, and Lima makes a really good punt on the right hand side to Gumney. He touched it down to Tanaka then as he makes a run on the right hand side, finding Klaus. Klaus has got an opportunity as he puts it onto Arp. Arp's got a brilliant chance here, but the defender deals very well with it, and it will be a corner kick then. Substitution being made. Arp's going to come off for Armstrong. Arp hasn't had the best of games for his debut, but we're definitely going to see more of him, that is for sure, as Armstrong comes onto the pitch. Gavaroy whips it in then with Armstrong with a header, and he's brought into life straight away as the defender clears the ball off the line then. Armstrong looking for his first goal for his Fortuna Dusseldorf career, and he nearly come very, very close, that is for sure. 10 minutes left of this tie. Armstrong chasing down the ball, and he's looked very quick, to be honest. I'm definitely liking the look of Armstrong in this kind of side, that is for sure. Opposition know that they've only got one goal to be able to get that equaliser, and they're pushing now as the ball is whipped into the box, and Labrovic with a very good save. He kind of fumbles it, not being able to handle it, but luckily Gavaroy was there to be able to clear up the pieces, and he clears his lines in the end, falling to Zoilis on the left hand side as he puts it out to Chavez in the middle of the park. Chavez with a decent punt on the right hand side, finding Gumney as he takes his time on the touchdown, and as he finds that Klaus on the right hand side. Klaus charging forward here as he's got a chance as he tries to whip it into the box here, and he tries to, but it will be a corner kick then, and we're going to be taking this corner with 6 minutes to spare as Klaus is the man to whip it in from the corner. Decent delivery needed, and we've got it on the Zoilis. He gets the header now, Armstrong, and he gets his first goal for Fortuna Dusseldorf to seal the victory here in Germany to make it 3-1 with 5 minutes left to spare. Armstrong only been on the pitch for a matter of 15 minutes, but he's also got on the score sheet for a first time in his career for Fortuna Dusseldorf. What a goal that was, to be honest. Zoilis was really unlucky on the header initially. Really good ball in from Klaus as he whips it in perfectly, picking out to Zoilis there, and he just heads on to the keeper. Keeper with a very good save, and there was not much he could do about the rebound. The defenders weren't there to mop up the pieces, and Armstrong will take that every day of the week, that is for sure. And it is now 2-1, and that will be it for this tie then. Full time here in the end, and we have won our first game in our Fortuna Dusseldorf career. Very happy to get off the mark straight away and get a victory just like that, and that's exactly how you do it at the same time. Really didn't know what to expect, but we definitely got a few kind of pointers in terms of where we need to go better, and definitely a few kind of bright moments where we look at it and we've definitely got some strengths. Another departure after that victory then, as you can see, and we're just kind of seeking out the players that don't need to be at the club anymore, and one of them is Andre Hoffman. Norwich went through with the deal in the end, and the £1.85 million deal went through. In terms of the money, they expected me to get more, but that will not be a issue. As you can see, Gavaroy had a release clause met by Leeds, but we've signed up the deal so he doesn't go because he had a very good first game in terms of his game against the opposition then in the first. And then we do have an outgoing of one of our strikers. He's very tall. He looks good in terms of a shooting perspective. But Vinces Vermege will not be playing for Fortuna Dusseldorf. 2.2 million in the end for Rapid Vienna then. Not exactly in terms of worried to see him go, because we know we've got the strikers there. And he's not someone that really suited my style with being a slower striker. As you can see on your screens now, though, we're kind of then contemplating the purchase of Timothy Fusa-Mensah, a previous Manchester United player who now plays for Bayern Leverkusen in the top leagues under Xavi Alonso's reigns. We're looking for a 2 million deal, and they just said with a 4% sell-on clause, and we will quite happily accept that. Initially wanted to trade for Sinclair Armstrong, but there's no way we're doing that one whatsoever. Fusa-Mensah will be a Fortuna Dusseldorf player then, as he signs a 15.5 weekly wage deal, and we have got that one over the line as he will sport the number 3 shirt then for Fortuna Dusseldorf. Very happy to get that one over the line and done and dusted. He's going to bring a lot of experience. He's still young at the same time, so I feel like he can grow into a decent player here in Germany, and he's definitely going to be the man in terms of being in that back four. He can play on the right, he can play in the centre, and he can also play as a holding midfielder. The last signing of the episode, I say last signing, probably second to last signing to be honest, is another free agent. We love a free agent, and Cesar Hutera then, Mexican winger, 22 years of age. I like the look of him. I haven't even scouted him, but we're going to take a kind of plunge on it, and we're going to see if it's going to be worth our time. 4-year deal, crucial role he's asking for. We're quite happy to accept that and do so. In terms of the salary, again, I wasn't too sure with having not scouted him. Obviously, you can kind of find yourselves paying a little bit over. So if you feel like you want to kind of meet the wage demands that they purposely had, and obviously then you want to be in line so they don't reject the contract, but you're not paying over, it's definitely worth scouting the player at the same time, so you know you get the details in terms of what he's worth paying for and everything else. We went for a 20,000 week deal, and he's quite happy to accept that, and he will sport the number 9 shirt for Fortuna Dusseldorf. The signings are coming thick and fast, even after that first victory that we had. Definitely improving the side, so we're going to see more new players in that second game that we can be playing in the next episode. We're going to be running out of time to be able to do it in this episode, but the last sign that we are going to make is Jesus Galarrada then, the left back from Mexico, is going to be signing up, hopefully anyway. He's on a free agent as of the moment. He's 28 years of age, and he's definitely going to bring some experience to the side, that is for sure. I've previously used him, so I know what he's like. I didn't want to sign anyone realistically from my club career mode because it would be too repetitive if you have watched that episode yourself. He wanted a big release clause, but we're not happy to accept accept that, so we're going to just go for the remove bonus and go for the 13.5 wage. He bumped it up to 16.5, and we're quite happy to accept that in the end, to be honest. We're not going to argue the toss, and Jesus Colorado is a Fortuna Dusseldorf player. Really excited to get that one done. He's going to be a very good wing back to have, so we need plenty of cover at the same time, and he's definitely going to provide us with that. And that is another signing done and dusted, but that's going to be the final signing, and that's going to be the final moment of this career mode. I hope you guys are enjoying this one. I'm going to be creating a link for the playlist so you can keep up to date with every single one from when I release them. Make sure you check my buyout also, because you'll be able to know when these episodes do go live on my channel. But that being said though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.